It's called the funny farm, you know? That seems odd right there. They let total, absolute strangers, sight unseen, move into their home. Or what are they doing? Is it some sort of thing where everyone could just hook up like some sort of, orgy type place? What's the deal? Is it, they take all these young, vulnerable women in there just so those women could what? These are the kinds of things you think.
All right, guys, one at a time.
If I needed some money and I was hurting for some cash or I was hungry or whatever, somebody wanted some dope, I'd rip them off, sure. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes.
Okay, let me see your hand. One? No. Okay. Just making sure.
Today he just decided to want to fucking talk shit. Just pissed me off, so I was gonna beat his fucking ass.
They fucking brought me in here, told me I had HIV and that I wasn't supposed to cook for anybody anymore but myself.
I don't want to be responsible for what happens at the funny farm. If I find out that there's abuse or neglect or particularly heinous things, then, I'll call the proper authorities. I haven't seen that yet.
Cody, you want to jump off a bridge? No water at the bottom? Yeah. Yeah. We're sick.
Welcome to Funny Farm Barn.
I got called to work today by one of the other people here. That's how a lot of people end up here, is word of mouth, and treatment centers. Sometimes one of the people here is at treatment or in drug court, he's called from drug court. That's how a lot of people end up here, is they have no other place to go. There's a lot of the addicts and alcoholics, they come out and normally part of their chores is taking care of the rest of the animals. A lot of them have never had pets, have never had a dog, never had a lot of them didn't know that they had never touched a cow. Didn't know
One thought milk just came from the store.
Yeah, adjusted it.
Yeah.
I remember that. I found addicts and alcoholics are a lot like feral cats. You can't grab them, you just got to kind of tame them down, meet them where they're at, and give them some helpful advice and treat them with the love, patience, and respect that they do respond after a while. When I was a kid, my grandparents had a 40-acre farm out on Berry Road. And it was always some place you could go that was like a place of refuge. And you can raise your own vegetables, and you've got all the animals here. There's cats, and there's dogs, and the emus, and the geese, and the llama, and there's a turkey, and peahens, and we had a peacock for a long time until I think the neighbor's dogs got it. Anyway, it's a pretty hectic world when you're trying to, get to drug court, get to treatment, get to work, get back, and get home. And this is a place where you just kind of go, wow, okay, and it's a clean, safe, sober environment. You don't have to worry about, drive-by shootings. You don't have to worry about traffic. There's a big swing out in the backyard, and there's a garage if you want to work on your car or whatever. And there's always a smile and a warm cup of coffee. And what more could you want right now?
Have you ever had the urge to touch drugs or animals? You can't believe this. This is the lovely Cassie. This is the midget, aka
Max Midget. Oh.
Chameleon. This is the Ravishing Katina. This is Lurch, Josh.
And this is Chubby.
This is his wife, Chubby.
Yeah,
This is Dennis, my wife. And I am, of course, the most egotistical turd that the world revolves around, Mac.
The monster of the house!
25 bucks for a 3-day trip, right?
First time I laid eyes on Matt, he was so gacked out on meth. It took him about a week to come down to where you could actually understand what he was saying, and he wasn't just making monkey noises. He's just a little more animated, I guess. You know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's just sometimes it's a little too much for some people, and sometimes they're not sure if he's, you know, it's like, wow, is this guy sober yet or what? You know, I think he gets that from his dad.
He's a tough son of a bitch. That little guy he's a rough customer. I managed to get him down, and I had my knee on his throat, and I had him pinned. But I was, you know, I'm 60, I'm going, I had to get my breath. Just then there's a knock on the door. I go to the door, I answer it, and it's a couple ladies from the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm standing there, got blood running down my mustache, and she goes, "Oh, if this is a bad time, we can come back later." I go, "Good time as any." They were gone. I didn't see him for a couple of more years after that.
In our solar system, this planet, the Earth, was not a good place for life to develop. We had noxious gases all over the place, volcanoes belching out all sorts of stuff.
He's only 20, and he's got all of that youthful vigor, and hasn't grown up. I mean, this time he's pretty well dead set on he's going to stay clean and sober regardless, and he's not looking for someone else to help fix him.
All right, dude. None of y'all better sleep, all right? You're gonna get a corn cob tonight. I'm gonna show you prison.
You've never been to prison, so give it that.
So what? I hung out with you enough.
My logging days, those were fun days. I started out in '88 when I got home from the service. My favorite hangout's out here on Alaska. It used to be called the Paul Bunyan. That was my last drunk. I remember that real well. I woke up in some girl's arms and couldn't find my truck. She said I parked down the road a half mile, and yeah, I sure did, in the ditch. And before that, I was drinking beer out of the bartender's shorts as she stood over my head. Yeah, I've had some fun drunks and some bad drunks. That's the first bar I ever sang karaoke in. And I got a standing ovation.
What did you think?
16 Tons by Tennessee Ford. Some people say a man's made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood, skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and a deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. And that's just the first verse.
Get it out of there.
Gotta go do Tom now.
Come here, chickens. Ah, score. Oh, you're scared. What about you? You're scared too.
I've been about here about 7 times.
7 times?
Yeah.
Which time was the best?
This time now, because I've been involved in the drug court program, so 50 feet from where we found the trying to stay clean. It's kind of like a jail cell, but you get used to it, you know. Just go to sleep, get up. I get up about 6:30
30, just go about my day, so.
Thursday through Saturday at Chelsea A Bank. Buy a suit, get 2 for free. Just buy one and get 2 suits absolutely
Scream.
free. That's
What?
every
Scream.
suit.
I can't
Buy
scream.
one and get 2
Gotta go.
for free. No exceptions. Quite simply.
Come on, scream, Patina.
And get 2 suits.
That's not like a kitten. What I would do. Dude, at least we didn't keep you up for a fucking decade.
Give me it. Shut up.
That was close, dude. That was a good smash.
If she was older, but it worked. She gotta be at least 65.
Exactly. She would have took a step and broke
You
the
go
leg or
to one of
something.
those family reunions or something, or one of those old folks parties that they have, you know, at like the fucking Schaefer Park, and you go in their cars and steal their purses.
I go to the beaches at the lakes. Everything's in the car.
But me and Nicole, we were partners in crime.
He ran around with my brother, and they committed a lot of criminal activity together. He just taught me how to break into cars. That should not be on tape.
Christopher Buck. All right. So Christopher, how have things been going?
I was out of jail, so it's alright.
All right, you're out of jail just like today, right? Yeah. What happens if you're finding that you're not remembering to go to your meetings?
I don't have a problem going my meetings or my freedom once I get high, you know, so.
Okay.
Get high.
That's what I was getting at. What are you gonna do if you start feeling like you need to get high?
Don't go to the dope house.
To the what?
Don't go to the dope house, yes. You know,
Okay.
so.
Well, there's more to it than that because we're just that easy. Everyone would be able to do it, and you can see here that everyone hasn't been able to do it.
It was a Thursday night. Turned the light on in my room, and I looked down there, and there's some strange dude sleeping in my bed, and I felt half tempted to, you know, rattle and say, "Hey, what the heck are you doing here?" But then I thought, well, wait a minute, it's probably somebody that Mom and Dad said could stay here. And I went to sleep, and the next day it was the same thing. You know, you could see his face was just sunk in. They're pale white and wrinkled up, and it's really quite gross sometimes to see them when they're first getting clean. I was the one that answered the phone when she called. I don't know where she had just come from, but she said at the end of the road she threw a syringe out of the window on her way to the house. It was at least a week and a half before we met because she was always sleeping. She had slept for the first week there, and she looked like hell.
Me and my dad have the same birthday, and when he left my mom or whatever, you know, his last words to me were, "You don't have a dad no more." But it hurts, you know. You feel like a lost cause. My mom was an accountant for a friend of mine, and I stole checks from her and forged the name and went and cashed them. I cashed like one of them, but the second one I tried to cash at the casino, and they caught me, so I went to jail.
Who here has kids?
I have one kid. She just turned 4 on Valentine's Day.
I have 2 boys.
I
2.5 and 1.5.
I have 2, a girl and boy, 14 and 11.
I've got 3, 18. My boy is 18, and my daughter's 8, and my youngest son's 8.
I got a 17-year-old boy, 6-year-old girl, and a 1.5-year-old girl.
I don't have no kids.
He's trying though. He's trying.
Well, he's got to get with a woman.
Yeah.
Just everybody that loves and cares about you, you push aside, you know? You just go straight for your addiction. I mean, my son, I would go 6 months without even talking to him. Now I'm at the funny farm. I see him every weekend. I mean, I was 11 years into meth, and this is the first time I've been clean.
It's funny and it's a farm. Hey, funny and fun.
No chance of rain. We're expecting an evening precipitation for 24 hours. That'll change a little bit with the 7-day forecast.
I'll fit in here. I'll be out here as soon as possible.
And it's only the child to the house.
Anyway.
And a great morning coming your way. So here's the forecast with that satellite picture.
I went to jail on my birthday, the morning of my birthday. And then, so yeah, I got here in November, stayed for a month, left, and then after another month, got out of jail. came back. I've been here this time about 2 months.
Required college ID. I was like, okay, technically I am wearing a green.
If I fuck up again, I can't get, to see my daughter anymore. She's not gonna give me any more chances. You know what I mean? There's a point of where once you get clean and sober, just like Katina, you just don't get any more chances after that. You fuck up again and then you're done. You know what I mean?
Well,
so if
for
you're
a
gonna
while,
do it,
you'll be okay.
if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it.
I'm not
because-
justifying it. I'm just saying though, for
No.
a while you can slide
You
under the radar.
You
know?
justified.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying for a while.
Why would you say that?
Stop it right now. Listen,
I'm not gonna
I'm
say
saying
that.
relapse.
You're talking at your ass.
Whatever. I'm saying after a while.
Come together.
Sometimes, the people who come here aren't just alcoholics and addicts. There's a lady upstairs who's apparently just got out of Western State Hospital 2 weeks ago. And they get sent here because they don't have anywhere else to go.
Just making Christmas gifts.
You're making Christmas gifts?
Yeah.
It's April 1st.
I know, but Christmas is like 1 year away.
What are you making?
Well, actually, I start out with just scratch and just, through, what I'm going through with problems and stuff like that. I just start putting stuff together, wrapping it up, and I forget what's inside the package.
So who do these gifts go to?
I don't know yet. Depends on who my friends are.
Well, I don't want nobody bothering him. Because somebody see him out in the woods and he gets scared.
Does he talk?
Huh? Yeah, they talk.
They talk.
They talk. Many.
How many?
Bigfoots are part, they got flying saucers, put it that way. Invisible flying saucers.
I have a picture of the person that comes here, Wayne. I don't know if you see. We made this for Wayne. It's a picture of Wayne being carried by Sasquatch.
There's bull-faced Bigfoots. There's spur-faced Bigfoots. There's gorilla-faced Bigfoots. There's pooch-mouth gorilla-faced Bigfoots. And there's human-type-faced Bigfoots.
Well, we have an agreement with him that he leaves his family Bigfoot's home.
They can't come out here.
Don't come.
He's the only one we'll give a ride to.
When I take him to a meeting and we get ready to go, he will hold the door open and come on, boys, come on. And I have to tell him, it's like, you need to get the Bigfoots in the truck or tell them to get on the truck because we're leaving, and when we stop somewhere, he'll let them out to go play. And I'm not a psychiatrist, dudes. I'm just, I'm not licensed. I just look at it as far as a lot of other people who come here, their delusions are a hell of a lot more dangerous.
I got here about 4 months ago. Ari doesn't want us in the house because we've been here so many times. It's not mean or nothing, it's just, he's very leery. Thinks we're gonna wait till the sun comes out and go get high again or something.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're trying to cook too?
I've been helping. Shut up.
Love you, Katina. Did you miss me?
Yes, I did. My UA.
Cool.
I passed.
Well, congratulations, you passed it.
They take UAs every week. So this is my UA, and the lines right here means that I passed. When I get a UA and it's clean, I'm happy.
Tom Sawyer came out. I put under the seat.
Driving and saw the very first
first dawn of the dead. Yeah, we were free.
How long have you been together?
3 years.
Almost 3 years. We've been through hell.
Yeah. We got clean together, and then I relapsed, and she followed me. And then I felt bad, so I got clean again. Because I didn't want her to follow me, and that really... And she stayed up with me underneath a bridge for a whole month. And I couldn't do that. You know, it's worse when there's somebody else involved. With my second wife, she died of drug overdose. Well, my friend got on the phone, called out to score some fun time, and all I heard was, "I'm not gonna tell him, you tell him." And I said, "Well, have you seen Sarah?" And she goes, "I'm sorry, Brent, she passed away last night." And then she gave me my dope. You know, and it was like that camera right there on me. It was just zoomed, that's what I felt like. Like the whole world just zoomed in on me. And I hit the floor, and I covered it up by doing more drugs. But now I've smoked away a lot of stuff that I can't remember, and I feel like I just don't feel up to par. I don't feel smart. I don't, you know.
That's right.
Break out the food, man. Is the corn done? You're not right next door to, your next door neighbor. If you do have any neighbors, they're kind of like neighbor billies. You've heard of hillbillies. Well, you have a bunch of people a lot of the people down here, they're all pretty well familiar with what happens here, and all of them are really supportive of it.
It's a rehab home is what I was told when I moved in. That's all I know about the place. They're all nice people. I've talked to them a few times, but I don't know what they do or anything.
No, I don't know if I really appreciate it right next to my property, but I do think he's doing good with the people he's got down there trying to help them out.
Well, it's somebody's got to do it, and I'd rather see if somebody wants to step up to the plate and take it on. Fine, more power to them, but I don't see where the government always has to step in. We've got people out there that are willing to do it. I'll support them.
It's not. I'm just saying it's nasty. You're talking about the funny farm, right? Yeah, they run around here, throw beer cans out. Go down here, go look at this road. Go look at the side. There's the wine bags, that come out of the boxes. Okay. They're all running around here all times of night. They got dogs at the butt and running around. You can walk down the road, and you say anything to them, and they're like right in your face. They speed up and down this road down here, about here. They're nasty people.
Oh, I've seen people come in there that I mean they were literally on their last legs. They really didn't have a whole lot left in them. Harvey does care. He does a lot of good there. He offers people a second chance.
Like I went to drug court here a week or so back, and I was sitting there just minding my own business, and I said, "Hi, I'm Jane," because you have to introduce yourselves. And then the judge there is like, "Oh no, you don't have no idea who she is," and he's just talking. This is the funny farm lady, and you hear this whisper go through the crowd. The funny farm. Oh, they're the funny farm people. It's like, oh my God. I wanted to hold it open up, okay? Because that's how the community sees us, and that's kind of strange to me, because to me this is home. This is where we live, this is just what we do every day. But we're gonna see what we can do with this one, see if he'll survive.
Well, you keep him in here?
Keeps him safe so he doesn't get hurt. It's kind of messy, but there he is. Hi, baby. Come here.
Oh wow, he is getting big.
Yeah. I think they're kind of pretty like this. When they get older, they get kind of an ugly color, I think. We learned with the first batch, you don't put water in there with them because they're kind of stupid. They'll drown. And we don't put the food out all the way in there because they'll choke to death. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to hurt you. Come on. Shane. Ooh. That's enough. What was that, huh? That was a wild trip. Come here, baby. Did you find some more eggs? Cool. Make sure to float them. Make sure they're okay.
Who's got water in the float? If they sink, it's bad, right?
No, if they sink, it's good. If they float, they're bad.
All right.
You just get to a point where you're just you're so drugged out or you're so drinking so much that you don't care about the rest of it. It doesn't matter. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They didn't know brushing their teeth is important. Taking a shower more than once a month is important. Being responsible for your actions. Yeah, they call us Mom Pop Kettle.
Pretty good, actually. Somebody's already had a chunk of it.
Me.
We have rats.
They're shaped like addicts, but they're rats.
The people come here emotionally and socially damaged, and they're that way for a reason. You've got on TV, you've got the dog whisperer, you've got horse whisperers, you've got all kinds of people more than willing to diagnose what's psychologically wrong with your pet, but you've got people on the streets that are suffering from the same types of mental and physical abuse. Nobody cares, nobody offers to help, nobody does anything. I mean, there are some church groups in the area, but let's face it, imagine yourself at a church service and in walks some smelly old bum covered in vomit with a bottle in his hand asking the congregation to teach him what Jesus is about. How well do you think that'll fly?
When I first moved to Winlock, I was flabbergasted at the ratio of people that used meth. It was way out of proportion compared to the metropolitan area.
Hello, Jane.
Are you going to play me a song on that thing that I might actually like?
The Winlock Chivo Blues. It's a town where you can only fucking lose. It's in the water, I swear.
He knows because he lived there.
When you're outside in the dark, the meth heads, they sit and they lark. Yeah. Woo!
This is a weird goddamn place. They will make a concerted effort to go walk down the creek and find some poor kid fishing and tell them that the season isn't open. Oh, okay, well, lead me to the next crack house and I'll be out of your hair.
Every other house has had or does have meth in it. That's where I started shooting up. I was 13 here. This town's no different than any other small towns that are out there, That's what meth attacks, Because it's easier to make it out in the fucking outskirts than some fucking city, I wanted to fucking graffiti that fucking thing so much. Really, there's a fucking petrified tweaker in the middle of it.
Well, in 1990, they shut us down because of the spotted owl. I know of 3 guys that committed suicide because they couldn't support their families anymore. I'm sorry, this is going to be kind of crude, but a man and a woman who average 5.5 feet height can procreate on a 6x8 bed. Why does 2 birds that are 3 foot tall take 250 acres to fuck?
We had a great economy. It was resource-based, a lot of employment, there were good paying jobs, and those all went away. Folks left, but a lot of them left behind, and we started seeing other kinds of problems, and some of it was associated with methamphetamine. And where they may have resisted in the past, suddenly they found themselves, why not? Why don't I escape from this a little bit? Methamphetamine, it just wasn't something that we saw, and all of a sudden it was here, and then it was playing catch up, and has been pretty much ever since.
And there's a lot of depression and unemployment and poverty and hopelessness. And if you don't have much to lose, meth looks pretty good.
Well, I graduated college in 2000 because unemployment paid for my college in 98 after we lost our job in the woods again due to the same bird. That's when I got into the meth. I was going to college, not having anything to do, and a friend of mine goes, hey, let's go study for finals. I'm like, okay, and he gives me a line of meth, and bam, I was back on the shit like that. Couldn't get enough of it.
Without having a lot of people cutting down trees and without having a whole bunch of sawmills that process those trees into the lumber we use, whether they had a higher education or not, those jobs are gone. We currently have got 2.5 full mills. At one time there were 100 mills in this county.
I got out of jail. I said I wouldn't drive till I got my license back, so I don't go anywhere where a cop can find me. Look out, Duchess. I'm 41 years old, and I've made probably $500,000 in my life and got nothing to show for it. And tell you how much I'm in debt to God for what He's done. I'm going to ask if I can become a minister.
It is 65 degrees right now in Centralia, and it looks like mostly sunny tomorrow.
I'm a radio broadcast engineer. I design, build, and repair radio stations for a living. Don't touch anything. There's lethal voltages in here. It's a mess. It's a transmitter bill. You have just killed KITI AM 1420. It is now a dead animal. You have to make sure that they're dead, or if you touch them, you're dead. It's rough because the economy is down, and when the economy's down, people aren't advertising on stations as much as they used to, and the money does get tight. The monthly mortgage is $1,420 a month, and the payments and stuff, but they're kind of slow in coming this year thanks to the recession or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, 30 days, because I was sitting there thinking that she's been there. She was still out before I went to treatment, so. Yeah.
We try to look at it like we're just friends, but the reality of it is we're a little more than just friends, but we're still trying to keep it platonic as possible because, I don't know why. Well, because, it's hard to have relationship and recovery at the same time.
Hormones make it difficult in early recovery. How can you let someone else know who you are if you don't know who you are yourself? Jury's still out on the two of them. There are some people that they'll do just barely what's required.
We kiss and hold hands and feel like fucking little third graders, but basically I don't want to go any farther than that. And I want to get to know him because my husband and I fucking met, and within 10 months I was already 3 months pregnant and married. We moved in together right out of treatment, and I'd really just like to take things slow because that's one thing that I've never done before. So I'm thinking friends for a long, long time, get to know each other, and then whatever happens later, happens later. But yeah, he's cute.
What's that, Cassie?
It was a letter from my husband.
Will you read it to me?
Yeah, sure. Let me read it first, though.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. I'm grateful for being clean today. I have 1 year clean.
You're grateful for being clean and miserable.
Yeah, he's got a year because he's been in fucking prison. Yeah. And still going. Even when I get out, I'm not going to hang out with my old friends. That's trouble waiting to happen. Anyways, it's almost lunchtime and I'm gonna stop writing you. Love you lots. Kisses and hugs for everyone, but for you more. Love, your husband. Yeah. He's gonna be devastated when he finds out. Jesse and I are together in a weird way.
Please explain very detailed. So when he's in jail, he can see it on TV and just get it straight to the point,
Whatever. I'm getting a divorce.
Oh, I love your shoes.
Yeah.
I know, huh? It's good.
I love you. We're soulmates.
Yeah.
I want to divorce you.
Actually, we got these. Bought them.
What?
Yeah.
Was that money?
Not mine. That wasn't my money.
This is Buddy. This is Chris Jr. and we call him Buddy. And that's Corey. Baby 1 and baby 2. These are Cassie's boys. We're applying for third-party custody. Should be final sometime this month. She left him at a party and went off, and the people at the party called us. So we went and got the boys, and it was after that that it was like, okay, you're not taking them anywhere anymore, you know, and we're going to keep them. And since then, she shared with me that she had taken them into drug houses and used and just kind of ignored them. And if I'd have known any of that, they wouldn't have been going with her even then, you know.
You know, she's not my daughter anymore. She's not. You can't even talk to her. When you do talk to her, it's either lies or she just shines on and kind of says one thing and does another. So.
What's in there? What is it? Papa. That's Papa, yeah. That's Papa. No. Nose. Oh.
Hey, Farm, this is Nicole. Yeah, hold on. Matt!
It's outside.
Oh,
Phone! Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it?
What do you call Jessica?
Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent.
Hold on.
Jessica's phone, Cody.
You serious?
My wife passed away in June 20th of '01, and I slipped into I slipped into a really dark place. I just crawled into bed and pulled the covers over my head, and in fact, it's real. I think if I hadn't had Matthew, I probably would have followed her. It was just, I was devastated. And he tells me he started smoking pot then. I don't know. For a good year and a half, I was fucked up.
I'm not a good person. I'm using. I'm pretty much worthless. I'm just insane, you know. I'm mean. I'm crazy. And I'm always on the run. There's no way to live. I got something to build on here. I've already blew most of my chances. I don't know how many times I can push my luck.
The lighter's going in the house. It's fine, you're on the light, okay?
Becca, she went from the only thing she owned was her car to where she's working 2 jobs. She's got all her fines paid off. Got money saved in the bank to go get her own house once she's released from drug court, which will be here in June. Then, you know, she'll be leaving, and then another person will probably come take her place.
Marty working today? It's the Rebecca I interviewed isn't the Rebecca that works here anymore. A mutual friend of both of ours sent her in for an interview. I was a little leery, but I wasn't necessarily, leery to the point where I wasn't willing to listen. And he said that he's never seen anybody come out of the prison as determined as she was. And so I believed in him and trusted what he had to say, and I said, I'll definitely give it a try.
When people go and, get a burger from her at the fast food joint that she works at, that's huge, because they used to buy drugs from her. It's just, how do you measure the impact that one successful person is? I don't think you can. I just don't even think it's possible.
Good evening, Funny Farm. Harvey, the head curator, can I help you? I was talking to somebody today, and they asked, what's it like out there? These people, they couldn't understand the concept of somebody, he thought it was almost like mental illness, isn't it? It's like, well, it is, but it's a mental illness that you volunteer for at first until it leads you to a point where you become such a recluse, the only thing important in your life is your addiction. And then how do you get back from that point?
Sometimes I look at Harvey and I remember him as a 15-year-old kid. We were 15 and 18 when I first met him. In the beginning, yeah, he was cute. Okay, I thought he was kind of cute. And he was funny, and he did some plays in school. He did chorus in school, and he was a very outgoing person. And I wasn't. I was very shy. He used to call me the wallflower girl. My mom used to say, "What are you doing?" You know, it's like, well, I kind of like him. But what I didn't see was the alcoholism through the family. We had kids, we had responsibilities. Things were okay at that point.
That's where I'm an alcoholic. This is how it works for the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. 93 was kind of one drunken blur of running, you know, all over the county trying to go to work, and you know, you can drink yourself out of jobs and everything else, and life kind of just became one big party.
He was gone pretty much every night. We fell asleep in the park one night. He woke up on a picnic table the next day.
One of the last fights we had was he was wanting the keys to our van so he could go get some more booze. And I said no. And that's when he started chasing me around the house. And all I reached behind me, and there's that frying pan back there. I whacked him in the face with it. I put him on the table and made sure he was still breathing, and I left. And he called me the next day saying, "You need to come home." I was like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to deal with this no more. I don't like you anymore.
Her dad called her one day and says, I'm coming to pick the kids up, but I don't have any place to stay. He was staying under the bridge on Leonard Road in Onalaska. He says, but don't worry, they can sleep in the car.
A few simple questions and you can tell if a guy's at his bottom. I looked for the same basic, just miserable state of misery that I was in when I come to the point of I can't live like this anymore. You know, I can't. You reach a point where you can't imagine life with or without drugs. You know, most alcoholics and addicts, when they get to the bottoms, more or less, of their addictions, I mean, they have pretty well hurt everybody who loves and cares about them. This is the last picture we took before she got sick of me drinking, and I ended up out on the streets with the kids. But, anyway, it took me 9 years of staying clean and sober, and her a couple of years in Al-Anon before we were able to get back together.
Our son Jake decided to break his car one day. He did something to the battery terminals or something, and Dad had to come out and fix it, you know, and he did that a couple other times, so Dad come out and fixed it.
Every time he would come over here, he'd say, I can't be there for very long or whatever, but Mom would be there, oops, you know, and like, they would sit there and talk for hours and hours and hours just over anything, and that was one thing that they could always do together.
He told me that he's changed, and I thought, well, I've known him for all these years. I didn't think he could have changed that much, but he did. I knew the drunk person. When I divorced him, I didn't like him. I wanted to, you know, shoot him, whatever. But to get to know the sober person was pretty awesome. Our granddaughter wouldn't come close to him for a long time. She'd scream and run the other way.
Yeah, little bourbon.
But she asked about you tonight when we were over there.
Oh, she come over here for a little while for the
did they?
meeting, yeah. Hi, Papa. You know, she didn't like avocados. I don't believe she's ever been in any kind of a nurturing environment. She was out in her own little world, and she was afraid that she had nowhere to go and no one to turn to, and the few that she did had taken advantage of her or you know, hurt her, and so she ended up here.
She's still here.
God,
She got all.
Fucking weird.
She today she dyed her hair with lipstick.
I guess she's got this new job, working the street or something. I don't know.
She's not a hooker, okay? She's fucking crazy.
She is.
I used to be a sex addict, and I haven't had sex in several years. So that means another reason why when you're like a nymphomaniac and you don't have sex for 7 years, you're fucking going nuts.
Oh no!
You got a sneaky flash.
Who flashed you?
You got
On accident.
You got sneaky flash. By who?
Susan? You deserve it. There are some times when Satan opens the door and you just should not look.
Look at the door.
Cooties now or something. I feel like crawling on me.
Don't get the contagious shit over here.
So what, was the door open and she took off her...
No, she's sitting on the couch with legs open. She got them shorts.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens, dude. I seen lips and whatnot and cattywampus. Shut up, man.
Hi, Harvey.
Hi.
Hello, Harvey. Get in here. Give us all a dose of serenity.
I don't know if I can. What's up?
How much is that?
What's up? I got the resident...
Oh, no, because all those clothes that were just up there in the hallway that I had to clean up, Nicole folded and put neatly in the box. Well, Susan just drug a bunch of them back out of there and took them in the room. After she
Okay.
said there weren't hers.
1510.
And threw a fit because I was up there doing it. After Jade asked me.
12.
Oh.
And 12
Now
to
she's gonna
24.
leave.
No, Harvey.
Knock before you go in there. Knock
Before you go there.
Unless you want to see what I saw.
What, is she changing or what?
She went up there. I think so, yeah. She was, but
Knock, knock. The idea was we were going to haul them to the Goodwill tomorrow.
I can't just automatically know when we are going to take these boxes.
I was outside. They just said that they had them.
I had a total sodium problem. I had pneumonia. I'm on methamphetamine right now, trying to get the sodium out of my body and put some fucking dirtbag shit in my system so I can fucking conceive. It seems like if I'm quiet, something's wrong, or if I'm not being hostile enough to like I'm gonna commit suicide or kill someone, that's fucking just okay or not okay. And I'm trying to just say, this is it. I've told you. I've contemplated homicide. You can put this on film. I fucking practically committed homicide. I fucking almost killed someone. I went to fucking mental hospital for a life sentence. Got now on one chance of parole. Had to live with the FBI, CIA. Plus, for as long as they wanted to see if I could fit into society without being executed. I don't know if you know what a black and white is. If you're sober and you fucking see black, you don't see who you kill. If you're on a black fucking drunk and you see white in a white light, it means you're fucking killing somebody and you fucking don't care. I don't know anybody well enough for you to say that you can say that you're going to say in public, if I get shot down here, that you're going to court to back my ass.
I have, weapons downstairs locked up for defense of myself, my property, and the people in my house. I have 911 on speed dial on my telephone. I have DSHS, CPS, drug court. I have 3 judges on my cell phone. I have the sheriff that gave me my 2 DWIs on speed dial on my phone. At any given time, I can call any one of them, and I could have a sheriff here in 5 minutes if necessary. I've had it done before. What I'm saying is I have nothing to hide here. You have nothing to fear here. You have nothing to fear here from anybody who comes here.
I do. I will. I don't know these people, and I'm not just going to trust anyone. I don't do that.
You don't have to
I will
trust
not
them,
trust people just on sight. I will not do that. It's not mean I'm going to beat their asses either, but I'm going to look and see how they act and react to me. And if they're fucking an asshole to me, or they talk behind my back, or they're going to be a bitch of me and bitch me my fucking ass out and snitch me off, well, boy, I'm gonna judge them on that basis.
I don't take well to being yelled at.
Yeah.
And hung up on.
I want to explain that.
Harvey's confused.
No, Harvey's the boss.
Harvey's the boss.
It's
They
his
gotta bow
house
down.
and his rules.
Even though we told him on Sunday that we weren't going to be back Sunday, we're going to be back Monday. Whatever,
Things not working out, so today I'm leaving. I'm getting a ride. I'm doing my own business. I'm my own person. I'm an adult now, and I'm dying, so that's what's gonna happen. I'm giving him his key back. I'm taking my little bag of shit right there, the one I got on my back.
This is not a mental health care facility. Nobody likes to just say, hey, you need to leave. Because where do you go? Anyway, 2007 I made $53,041. All right, personal income. Last year, personal income was $18,829. It's a hell of a pay cut.
We all kind of wonder what would be or what could be if that place wasn't there. It's always kind of in everybody's mind. If you don't make your payments, you lose your house, you know. But on this case, not only does one person lose his house, but so does like 20 others, you know.
What? I'm tired of your nonsense. You never getting your soul back.
I'm getting up and speaking today.
Are you nervous?
No, not one bit. I dedicated my life to the devil because I was just drinking, drugging, chasing women, and all the earthly pleasures was all I cared about. It took me 26 years to figure out it's not worth it.
I have a loving mother over in glory land. I don't expect to stop until I shake her hand. She's waiting out for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore.
Good morning. Don't mind me, I'm just a little bit nervous. I've never done this before. I had to leave my girlfriend because she went and quit using and quit drinking. And there's a little farm out here on Zandeki Road called the Funny Farm. And they took me in. Okay, that's where I'm at in my life now. Y'all have given me the Lord. Y'all have helped me. The Lord asked me to do the same for those that haven't found Him, whether it be through my fellowship or through His Word and His deeds. My goal in life now is to carry on His will.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
These are pretty simple rules that you have to live by. And if you can't do that, then you need to go somewhere else. Well, today was just the last straw as far as disrespecting the house, the people that live here. It was just, you know, you need to go because it causes problems with the other people that live here.
I got a little confrontational with him. I didn't really raise my voice with him. I challenged his ideas and I challenged his, you know, his way of doing things because it didn't make sense to me.
Cassie and Jesse aren't here because basically they weren't trying to live honestly. They were trying to pull the bullshit shuffle. Still are. I hope, you know, everybody here, everybody who's ever went back from here, left here, all the people that have relapsed, that have left here, you hope for the best. You hope that they eventually get it.
And Matt went back out and got high.
Self-admitted, yeah.
Yeah, he self-admitted to Harvey that
So-
he got high and he was gonna come over and get his stuff.
Matt's always told us when he's went out and come back, but this time he went out and he brought drugs back here to the house. And then him and Chris went to the end of the driveway and shared their drugs and then came back here. So there's no way. Can't have that here at all.
Chris will be in jail come Monday night. Cut and dried. They don't tolerate usage well in drug court. You know, Matt, I don't know what his issue is as far as he sits there on the front porch just crying about how he wants to stay clean and sober and doesn't know how to do it, but then when everybody around him is doing it, trying to teach him or show him how to do it or help him do it, first instant that he's, you know, on his own, poof. See, there's no consequences hanging over Matt. Chris, on the other hand, is looking at 6 years in jail.
Has Chris Buck arrived yet? Chris Buck? No, sir. Mr. Bruns, we've got a couple of problems here. We have a missed UA from earlier this week, and that's why you're wearing a green today.
You're supposed to be at court. Yes, you are. You're only going to have 14 days in jail. You get your ass down here. Do you understand? Because I talked to Jennifer. Get down here now.
Chris? Okay. All right. Well, do you think he's coming in?
He said he wasn't.
He's not? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, you know what? This is his program. I don't want you to get burned out by this. This is his deal. You
I know.
There's only so much you can do. You can't work his program for him. So.
He had slipped a Mother's Day card underneath my door in the middle of the night last night. Gave me his contact stuff that he was, for his eyes, that he needed for when he was gonna be in jail. Because he knew he was going to jail and he was gonna turn himself in. It's always just been me and him. He wouldn't drink because I'm an alcoholic, but I didn't know he was doing meth. I don't know. I guess I can guess is that when he was coming down, it turned him into being really mean. He stole from me so much money, I can't even count. He stole my wallet once and helped me look for it. And I kicked him out. I knew he did it. About 3 or 4 days later, he came back, knocked on the door, and said, if I give you your wallet back, will you let me in? And that's when I knew. He has a heart of gold. He's rescued cats from dumpsters. Being out at the funny farm, I wasn't worried about him.
That's that elevator we were in.
He was where he was supposed to be.
Oh.
Look at Chris. You know, that's almost like playing Russian roulette with a gun that only has one empty chamber. You don't play by their rules, you go to prison, and you don't even get the right to defend yourself. They read the charges and sentence you. What person in their right mind, living in a clean and sober place, you know, full of people who can tell you've been, you know, drinking or drugging, takes a beautiful day and that fast, ooh, I'm gonna go get high, and totally forgets all of the frickin' consequences. You know, if that isn't a you know, example of a mental illness or just insanity, I don't know what is.
Next morning came around. It's starting to escalate. I got high last night, you know. It's not good. Well, I didn't get home until like 8 this morning. You know? It's worse the longer you stay up. You really want everything to be all right now. It's all premeditated. I go throughout the whole day, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, everything's going good, you know. I don't think I'm gonna get used, you know, but really I've already decided that. You know, it hurts to let the other half win. It's kind of hellish. Gotta go through all the crap that I got going on inside of me, you know, and that's scary. I sort of dig through shit that you don't even want to look at. I have my buddies here, and they relapse with me. Ended up fucking, my dad missed $100 when they were there. It'd be nice to get away from my own stomping grounds, but that's just pretty much setting a bomb in a different area, you know. I'll definitely find meth. I don't have to look for it. It will show up on my doorstep, you know. It will. I know where I'm gonna end up. I have no doubts in my mind. I'll be that asshole that I hate. He'll just get me locked up, or, you know, suicidal. You know, it's just, you're sitting in there staying in one fucking spot. But for a few satisfying hours, everything feels fine, you know?
He may or may not come back. He's a good kid. You can't get jaded about it. You can't just go, oh, there goes another stupid one, you know. I mean, but you can't help but get attached. You know? I don't know what he wants to do. I mean, I can't force him to stay here. You know, you can't force anybody to stay clean and sober. And if he doesn't want to stay clean and sober, then he's not going to be here. Hi, Jess. How are you today?
Doing good. My granddaughter's around here somewhere.
All right.
She's tormenting orientation.
Just gonna throw it down here. Oh, shit, that's right. I did get the official, hey, you're in danger of being foreclosed. I got the that notice last week. We have 30 days. These people need a place to go. Okay, we need a place to go. If they foreclose and take the property and everything away, you know, we'll at least have that little bit of money to move someplace else. You know, because the need's still going to be here. I mean, where are these people going to go?
They're our family. They're all our family. Even the ones we haven't met yet. It ain't easy, but we do what we can do, you know. We have to. They need places like this. I need places like this, so.
This was about the third place that I came to, and it was perfect. It was a wonderful place. And I wandered through the grass, and it was all by myself. There was nobody around. I got on my knees. I said, God, if it's your will I have this place, I'll use it to help people you might send here. You know? And I got up off my knees, and I walked about 15 feet, maybe. I don't think I made more than about 4 steps. My phone rang, and it was the mortgage broker that told me that the deal had gone through and that I could move in the next day. I just needed to go down and sign the paper. Well, they wanted a full $11,000. It's in default, so they don't want a half payment. They don't want a partial payment. They want $11,000.
Sure where she is mentally today. She got arrested shoplifting over at the outlet malls. But I believe she's actually being held on a charge that she got while she was incarcerated, where she attacked an officer and bit the officer. And she was really psychotic at that point. And she ripped off her clothes and was running through the jail. You know, that's so not her that I know that was part of her psychosis. And they put her in a 4-point restraint chair. Mm-hmm. Hi. How are you? You look scared. What's going on? You still hearing things? Sometimes? Okay, just checking. You wouldn't lie to me about that, would you? Okay. Your what? Okay. Show me your tan pants. Oh, she's so thin. Did you get my letter with the pictures of the boys? And you're not going to flush them down the toilet this time? Okay. You had a mental health evaluation, and how did that go? You're meth-induced psychosis, and you have bipolar. Okay, and that must be from your meth use as well, because you didn't used to have that. Okay. Really? Okay. So what are the odds that you would be HIV positive? Yeah. So when are you going to get tested for that? I hadn't even considered you being HIV positive. That kind of bothers me, but yeah. I love you too, honey.
Either forgive her or don't. Either get along with her or leave. You know, not up the discussion.
Does that mean she's moving in?
No, it don't.
Okay.
But
Well,
do you
if
want to
she-
play the little mind of what if and what could be and what might be? I'll play right along with you and tell you,
I'm
boom,
not
I win.
saying that.
All right,
That's
jeez. Gosh.
asking a question.
I think
I'll
with my
no more
boyfriend and
allow you to tell
been through a
me
lot.
who can come to my
I know
house.
everybody
fine.
has, but
All
I've
right.
been through a lot.
Your
I know.
objections are
I put
noted.
myself in a lot of
Your
bad
mental
situations and had a lot of
condition
bad
is
things
noted.
happen that usually happened while I was
Please
sleeping.
drop
And so
it.
occasionally I wake up
Thank
wanting
you.
to kill someone. And
Okay.
it's not my fault.
Sir.
You're getting on my last fucking nerve about it because as far as I care, there is no room for her. So why are you sitting here chewing at my ass like a little sick puppy?
Alright.
Have a nice day. Drop it.
It's dry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sometimes you guys get the mistaken impression that after 14 years of being clean and sober, I somehow forgot what it was like to be a sick, mentally twisted wretch that carries grudges, can't forgive people, hallucinates about paranoid schizophrenia frickin' plots to get at me. And that somehow after 14 years of the grace of God being clean and sober, I'm somehow healed. The reason that we're standing here is because I was able to get past petty jealousies. I was able to get past the bullshit self-image crap that leads us into our own little petty wallow of self-pity and misery that we drink and drug to get out of.
Yep.
And sometimes somebody trying to drag me back into that shit to justify their own insanity gets on my nerves.
Nice little shithole, isn't it? I really needed to really think on where the fuck it went wrong again, you know? Because this is, I hate to think I'm one of those fucking people that are just, they're incapable of staying clean, you know? There's a few out there that are just, it's impossible for them to, you know, they lie to themselves so bad that they don't know, you know? It creeps me out. The Funny Farm program, I just hate to fucking bring a fucking leper into the colony. I love everyone there, you know? They're all good people. It just, that's why I gotta go, you know?
If you've really had enough, alcohol and drugs don't work anymore. And in your gut, you know when you take them, you're courting disaster. But you don't have a solution. You don't even know what the problem is. All you know is your life is a tatters and everything you try to do turns to dreck. You're primed for recovery at that point. Oh well, I'll get a pillow.
Uh-oh. Ah. Go.
A lot of people have been telling me, you know, you gotta do this, you're enabling them, you gotta do that. Just let them, kick them to the door. Da, da, da. Well, it ain't that easy with Matthew. You know, I got all the paperwork already filled out to take before a judge to get a restraining order if need be. I haven't decided that yet. I'm not gonna, you know, I don't want to alienate him while if he should be making an effort.
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, do you guys have any questions for me before you drop them off?
No. No, do you have any for us?
No. We'll take good care of them.
We're squared away.
Yeah.
Love you, man. Yeah, let me know what's up.
It's sad though, the people that don't take up the opportunity, you know what I mean? That don't see it. Being out here actually gave me hope, you know? Somebody taking a chance on me when I didn't even believe in myself, trust in myself or believe in myself really made me just want to do it, you know?
Missed UA caused you to lose your plea date, but still no indication, at least at this point, that you could use it. And that's the way your UA is going to come back, right? Okay, well, we'll see you next week then. All right. Well, like I said, we'll revisit that next week. And before that's Rebecca. Rebecca, why don't you come? This is really a pleasure to see you graduate. We knew you were going to do it right from the beginning. I mean, there was really no question. Rebecca was quite simply headed for prison. She was caught red-handed, like most. There's photographs. I don't have her booking photograph. She's going to get a pass on that because we relied on Officer Taylor to get those, and we didn't pass the word to Officer Coleman. That's my fault, not anybody else's. But her photograph, I have seen it, and it's not that bad, actually. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. But what there is there's photograph in the file. Oh, somebody has it. It's worse than I remember. It's black and white. So this is my favorite moment here. She is an angry person.
Looks very angry. Very angry.
And whoever goes to the funny farm, it's a great place.
That's pretty amazing.
Congratulations. All right. Don't be a stranger. But don't you ever get involved.
We're glad you came. Good luck.
We're so proud of you, right?
Hopefully it will become self-sustaining, but you know, if that doesn't happen, then I guess I'll close up shop and move on, I guess. You know, which would be a real shame. I mean, there is a need for this in the county, but I had to learn a long time ago that life isn't what I want. You know, want it to be. It's how it is, and it's you know, if it's not in God's plans to have the place, then I won't have it. You know, it's that simple. And we'll find somewhere else to be.
Thank you for calling the home retention team. We are here to help. How may I help you today?
Well, I want to make sure that it doesn't go further into foreclosure.
Okay. So you want to keep your property, of course.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Are you the only one that's employed in the household?
That's going to pay the mortgage, yes.
Well, no, I meant, is there anyone else earning any income? Is anybody else working?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how many people are in your household total right now?
Roughly 13.
And you pay for all 13? You support all 13?
Not quite, but most of them support themselves to a great extent. I mean, I provide the house and the, you know, electricity and the heat, basically. It's kind of a long story. I could actually email you a copy of what happens here.
Well, no, I couldn't use email. I'm just trying to figure out.
Nothing else?
There is a modification recommendation for your loan at this current time.
There is one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. Does it stop the foreclosure proceedings?
And well, it puts a halt on it.
Okay, that's what that's better than nothing, for crying out
Yeah, as
loud.
long as you have a sale date, it's fine.
Oh,
As
okay.
long as I can get you into a program, then we'll see about getting it fixed. Have a great day. I hope everything works out for you and everyone that lives there. But if you have any questions, feel free to call us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Shores are not to be around now. Man of means by no means. Ain't ever where are me. Why are they always throwing at me? I don't know. I'm playing the group. That's your job.
Well, I just wrote her notes in the meeting and asked her to marry me.
Was she happy?
Oh, she's ecstatic. Who wouldn't be?
Marriage proposal.
Really? Congratulations.
August 30th. On our 3-year anniversary.
Wow. Congratulations.
Got it on paper too.
Oh God, dude.
Oh.
So what is it? A prenuptial agreement?
He just wrote a saying, I agree on your opinions.
No, I respect your
Oh, I
opinion.
respect your opinions. And I said, okay. And then he said, are you an angel? I said, yeah. He said, light or dark? I said, light. He said, okay. And then he said, will you accompany me on the first with $67 at the courthouse to get licensed? And I said, yes. And then he said, I said, on one agreement, if you stay clean. And then I put, he said, what? And then
As long as you keep me well stocked in soap.
soap.
Magnesium, I mean, whatever.
We're going to bed unless you want to change the rating on that. I don't recommend it. That'd be no different than seeing Ron Jeremy.
It seemed to work
About
pretty
the
good last
same.
time, but only
Good night.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I'm thinking for the hole in there.
I did. Oh, God, I can barely breathe.
Funny Farm metal band.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's so much good stuff happening. I mean, I just can't even start, you know.
Yeah, but there's too much drama or anything going on out there. We always
Bring
come
it out
in
in
here
music, man.
and he screams his ass away, just and I just
gets it
shred.
out.
If
Awesome.
anything, he's been a little calmer, believe it or not. He's got a buddy here. He was here a couple of days before Andrew showed up, and him and Andrew have been kind of like recovery buddies.
Say happy birthday, Papa. Happy birthday, Papa. Hey, let me fix your hair. Here, I'm gonna
Dad on your birthday? And my granddaughter picked this out for me.
Yes.
Lord, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Why can't I find a woman like that?
On the front, like an antenna, like an electric car antenna came up out of the end of the nose of the flying saucer. It was cooler than shit.
the Funny Farm crew.
Watch the flames.
Come in behind. Make the
Yeah.
It's awesome to see them all here today. It's kind of the new and the old, mixed them together. But they have families, they have kids, they have aunts and uncles, that it's hard to know how many lives it's actually changed.
Funny Farm really saved my life, and I knew I was safe is what I knew.
My mom came here off the streets. She had nowhere to go.
Just showed me there's another way.
Harvey's doing something awesome here.
My hump, 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 my lovely lady lumps, my lovely lady lumps, my lovely lady lumps in the back of the front.
You want a hot dog?
She got me spending all your money on me. Happy birthday to you.
Best present I've got is you guys being here. That's it for y'all in a nutshell.
When you finish with your cake,
I don't gamble. I don't fight. I don't
Dance to the floor. You know how to do it.
Funny Farm.
There you go.
staying out late, having fun. Shut up every single time.
Ready? Oh, wait a minute.
It's a matter of gaining the newcomers' trust that, hey, we've been where you're at, and we know how to change. We'll help you if you let us. You know what I mean? And that's where the Funny Farm gets its humor, because you've got a whole bunch of people who have, a lot of them come back basically from the brink of death, and they're happy to be alive.
I tell everybody, you asked me 24 months ago when I was sitting in jail if I'd be enjoying life this much, I'd have laughed at you. It's gotten a lot harder to log. I mean, back when I was logging, you can quit a job, go down the hill and get another job before you hit pavement. Now if you quit your job, you're looking for a few months before you can find another one. And when they found out I was clean and sober, trying to straighten out my life, they said they'll do everything in their power to keep me working. This is where my recovery got its real start, and I come out here to return the favor.
How you guys been?
Good. You?
Really good, yeah.
Actually, I'm registered for classes to go back to college. It's even more awesome because I'm doing it on my own. You know what I mean? There's nobody helping me pay my bills. So it's my place. I did drugs because I didn't know anything else to do. So now that I'm on my own, I don't ever want to go back.
Susan, she had mental health issues and she wanted to be just gone.
It says children, and she wrote pregnant, and you could tell. I mean, she had a belly, and that's the time that this client that used to be here heard her Saturday night screaming and yelling that she wanted to kill the baby, kill the baby, kill the baby. The baby was born, and that she told me it was a boy, and it was addicted to crack. And where the baby went after that, I have no idea. I have no idea.
What's up? This is my new girlfriend, Hillary. We've been together for about 8 months now.
And how'd you guys meet?
The farm. The farm a long time ago.
So you've been clean?
Yeah, I got 10 months on the 23rd this month. I don't know, without the funny farm, I don't think I really would have given it a chance, right? You know, I had an early start at it like I do now. You know what I mean? I don't think I would have. I don't think, you know, anybody could really injected recovery me that way, you know? I mean, that place is like a family, though. You know, you learn to be loved. It's uncomfortable, but you do, you know what I mean?
Welcome to the funny farm. It's changed a little bit over the last year. We just got done with a meeting and we got a new crop of people from the last time you guys were here and the cycle starts again. We're at 114 right now that have been through here since we started keeping track and so far so good. There's been a few relapses but there's been a hell of a lot more successes.
I get up in the morning about 4:30, try to face another day. Disappointed that I didn't die in my sleep, I get down on my knees and pray. A cup of Joe, some Cheerios, I guess I best be on my way. I can't take it, don't wanna do it no more. The boss is in the lather, he tells me that he'd rather I didn't show my face again. He tells me that I'm slower than a turtle's on more. I guess I'm unemployed again. I can't figure out what my life's all about. I guess I'll just go fishing instead. I can't take it, don't wanna do it no more. I get down to the river with a 12-pack in the quiver, checking on my favorite hole. I find 52 illegals, a poodle and a beagle, sitting by the pumpkin poles. Without any doubt, it never works out, so I guess I'll just drink instead. I can't take it, don't wanna do it no more. And with a 3rd-degree sunburn, I head down to the tavern and try to block this nightmare out. I order me a double, gonna drown my troubles when I hear a woman start to shout that her significant other is sleeping with her brother. Well, what the hell is that all about? I can't take it, don't wanna do it no more. I head back to the homestead, there's trouble on the front end, a message from my neighbor on. It seems my dog has chewed his lawn chair, wants money for the repair, and he's just going on and on. I don't know when this is all gonna end, I wish I had a magic wand.